I'm sure you all have heard it. We, the gamers out there at least, have had that time where your mom would walk in while you're gaming, or your dad, or both, or maybe you don't have parents, and they'll say something along the lines of, "Stop playing that. Video games are bad for you. It'll rot your brain. Video games are violent." I always hated that. But yet I never had anything to respond back with. "Yeah, well, I don't have to listen to you. I can play whatever I want." Parents always say that video games are bad, and honestly, they can have good reasons. However, I believe that video games aren't all bad. Well, most of them. So today, right now, I'm going to tell you all, and kind of animated too, although I don't think you can count this as animation, how video games can be indeed good for you. When you think about a gamer, what do you think of? Do you think of a guy or girl that is doing excellent in all their classes, getting them straight A's, and just playing because they have free time? Do you think of a friendly person? Or someone who gives valid reasons to why they're reporting someone? No, of course you don't. You think of a fat, Dorito-eating, sleep-deprived, probably single man who spends his days in front of a screen, screaming at everyone over the mic, and reporting people for no valid reasons. Now, this is a pretty largely known stereotype for gamers, and a lot of people already know this, but it's actually not true. Gamers can be applied to anyone. If you've ever picked up a controller and played a game with it, you're legally a gamer. Gamers are not horrendous, mindless monsters that are disliked, but are actually a group, a community, of really nice and really creative people who play for fun. Another part of that stereotype I failed to mention was that gamers are antisocial. You know why I didn't mention that? Because it's not true. Not always. Gamers are actually highly social people. There's actually an app built specifically for gamers to talk with friends. Now, I'm legally not allowed to talk about it due to not actually owning it, but it's Discord. They say that video games can rot your brain, which is really untrue, kinda. Okay, maybe it is. But it can sorta enhance your learning ability. Don't believe me? Here, say you're playing Cuphead, and you're getting really far in the boss, and then that one insignificant pink pellet that you can parry and use to your advantage hits you, and you die. You almost beat that German mouse in a can, but died because of the small pink pellet. However, say you go back in again, to avoid that spot you died, and then you beat that boss. See, you defeated that mouse and took his soul contract to sell to the devil, and you did that because you learned, hey, that thing killed me. I'll avoid that next time. Now I'm extremely bad with this game and I'm only at World 2, but trust me, it really be like that. Did you know that video games can make your muscle memory better? And plus improve focus and attention? Now this is kind of weird to add to a stereotype on how gamers never pay attention in class and are too focused on playing video games. But really, your focus and muscle movement can get improved. Compare a normal person who probably just picked up Roblox to a Smash Bros. Melee veteran. There's a large gap between the two, and I bet the Melee player won't even let the other recover from the gap. That was bad, I'm sorry. Going back to that gamer stereotype, despite it being untrue, there is the true fact that it can make you fat. Well, not really, but you can be fat and play. But see, games can make you get back into shape. There's a lot of games that can make you get in shape. Wii Fit, a game made for losing weight, is perfect at this practice. I've been maining Wii Fit Trainer recently in Smash Ultimate, and if any of y'all people in the classroom want to challenge me, let's go. And at last, there's one last thing about video games that is true no matter what. Video games are violent. Now, I have nothing really positive to say about this topic. That is, I have one negative. To all those who say video games are violent, have you ever took a step outside? Ever? Felt the cold air, that breeze, the one against your face, look around to the people around you, and remember that our world is already violent? Who cares if they're playing a violent game with guns? There's always going to be fights, always death. Life is unfair, everyone. If you teach your kids to never play harmful games, they'll get bullied for being way too happy, and they won't even know what to do. Teaching your kid to live a happy, non-violent life is actually more harming than a harmful game, because you'll have to face the fact that life is harsh, people are rude, and you can never trust anyone or anything. And that's why